Hey Spartans, I'm LJ Norvell for BSTN, and today I have Mr. Neifer here with me.
How we doing out there?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Good.
Good. Well, today, this year, we are taking Superintendent's Corner on the road, actually. First, we've made a lot of busing changes this year, and we'd like to talk about them. How would you say this year's going so far with the busing?
LJ shooting right in, huh? Tough question right off the bat here. Um, you know, back in May of last year, we announced the fact that due to busing shortages, that we needed to make some adjustments to our bus routes. We introduced some walk zones and we introduced some group stops. And then a week before school started, we saw an increase in our bus driver shortage and had to make some additional changes a week before school. So uh, all of those things considered, I'd say the first couple days are going fairly well. Certainly, we're still having issues like we do at the beginning of every school year. We are seeing some times that are improving, right? Day one didn't go so well, especially by the time we got to our third tier. We had some pretty late buses, but we've seen that time increase and get much better over the course of the last few days. And the hope is that by the end of next week, we'll be to the point where things have settled out and we seem to have solved most of those problems.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if it's just the Boardman thing with the bus shortage, or is it multiple schools around the area?
It's not. So coming back from COVID time, we've seen a bus shortage, and it just seems to be getting worse. Over the course of that time, last 5 or 6 years, we've had 20 or so bus drivers that we've lost and just not been able to replace. So our bus drivers are doing an amazing job trying to fill in, and we greatly appreciate, all the patience and grace that our families have given us as we try to work through this tough situation.
Yes, of course. We're going to be switching gears a little bit. Second, I heard about the new strategic plan. What's going on with that one?
So excited to be able to talk about this. We've spent about the last 8 months really working on this. It was time for an update in the strategic plan. It's one of the things that we talked about in my interview even. The ability to be able to take the time that we took to get feedback from our community. We had almost 1,400 survey responses back from the community with answers to questions that we really needed information about. We've also spent time in focus groups, doing a SWOT analysis of the district. And by taking all of that information, what we found is about 10 common themes that existed based on people's responses. We've taken those, we've really evaluated the data, and what we've produced now is a strategic plan with 6 major goals. In each one of those goals, there is a set of action steps, things that we'll be working on over the course of the next 3 years. The board was presented with that plan on Monday night. The plan was approved. So we will be producing some documentation. We'll get that stuff out to parents. We're going to be going to PTA meetings and explaining some of that information. We're going to have documents out on the website that people can look at. We'll be doing some videos to explain some of those different pieces. And we'll also be producing what we call an accountability timeline. So people can take a look at when those action steps are going to be worked on and when they can expect to hear some of that more information, and when we'll be asking for some more community support and some more community work in some of the groups to talk about some of the things that we're doing.
Step in the right direction. I love it.
We're excited about getting started.
Yes, of course. When you mention the action steps with the strategic plan, what do you mean?
Well, so each one of those 6 goals that we've established have a series of action plans or action steps, if you will, that will produce a final outcome. So take, for example, the most common thing we heard about were facilities, right? What are we doing moving forward in Boardman Local Schools? So part of the action step process, we'll be taking a look at some of the data that was already collected, assessments of buildings, some of the building committee that is already met. And we'll be taking a look at that and then reevaluating. We'll be engaging the community. And in reality, the situation is right now, I don't know what that looks like, right? It's going to be the importance of that process as we get through based on what the community wants to see and what the prevailing feedback is as to whether or not maybe we'll build another school or two. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll look at rehabbing some of our current buildings. We won't know what that looks like until we go through the process. And that's the importance of those action steps and the things that we're going to be doing over the course of the next 3 years.
Well, we all hope for the best, that's for sure.
Thanks, LJ.
Now we're at the start of the school year. What are you excited about?
Well, LJ, fall is a great time, right? I'm a football guy. I love to see the sports get started and let the kids on the competition field, our band members, they work hard all summer, right? the opportunity for them to go out and perform and see the perseverance and the discipline and the time that they put in. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And as always, our Spartans, they've started off on the right foot. I also hear, I don't know if this is rumor, or if we've let this out publicly, but I hear that our drama department's going to be putting on Frozen as their first show. I believe auditions have already started, and actually, for those of you who aren't high school Spartans, I understand we're looking for a couple 10 to 12-year-olds to be a part of the cast. Really excited because it's my understanding that this has just been released to schools to be able to perform. So for us to get in at the beginning of this, I think is just a little bit extra special for us. So, and always excited. You know, I'm here all summer, and it's nice to have the students back. It's nice to just be back into the academics and the swing of the things that we do every year.
Of course, of course. I can't wait for the play, honestly. I know my friends are excited for it. I'm excited for it. Everybody's excited for it.
Good, can't wait.
Is there anything else you would like to add today?
No, again, I appreciate all the hard work. Everybody's made the start of school run as smoothly as we can expect. Students are back. They've hit the ground running. Got to get into a couple classrooms over the last couple days, and it doesn't look like we even had summer, right? We're just right back to where we started. And not that I would expect anything less here at Spartan Nation, but it's nice to see.
Of course. Again, Spartans, I'm LJ Norvell for BSTN, and have a great day.